Welcome to The Report. I'm Art Fennel. Well, pull up a chair and grab a cup of coffee, because before we begin, first of all, we owe a big debt of gratitude to the late Dorothy Jones of Boston, Massachusetts. Now, who's Dorothy Jones, you're asking? Well, back in 1670, the late great Mrs. Jones was granted a license to sell coffee, becoming America's first coffee trader. Well, more than 300 years later, did you know coffee has become our most popular drink and one of the most consumed beverages in the world? Get this, the power of Joe, no matter how you take it, gives us that extra jolt in the morning. And for some others who take their coffee decaffeinated, they just enjoy that, well, soothing taste. From Asia to Africa, from Europe to Central and South America, make no mistake about it, coffee is a multi-billion-dollar commodity around the globe. We're going to talk about that. I have two guests here who know all about it. Michelle Frazier is here. She knows about the popularity of coffee all too well. She is banking on it, as a matter of fact. She is a representative of Organo Gold, an emerging company that is sort of a new kid on the coffee block, but is already a major player in the coffee game, raking in an estimated $300 million last year alone. Wow. Also here with me is Professor Bryant Simon. Professor Simon is a professor of history and director of American Studies at Temple University, and he is also the author of the book, Everything But Coffee, Learning About America from Starbucks. Thank you both for being on the program here, and as we look at your book there, and we've had you on this program to talk about that before. This is a fascinating subject, timely, because as we sit here, we all have our cups. And it's not until you really start to drill down into these numbers that you see just how big this coffee explosion really is. But of course, though, Professor Simon, you knew that all along, didn't you?
Well, there's one number you didn't include, which is maybe the most impressive. Coffee's the second largest traded commodity in the world.
Wow.
What's first? Oil. Wow. I mean, think about that for a second.
Obviously, caffeine, we can get hooked on it, and that's why we have to have it for that jolt. Michelle, what have you found out about this? Why are we so crazed about coffee?
Well, coffee is actually, it's an addiction. And I was just sharing briefly a story about a young lady that I was able to give her coffee, because I give my coffee away for free so she can try it. She fell in love with it, and she sent me a text at 6 a.m. and I guess I didn't respond to her fast enough, so she called me at 6:15 and said, "I love your coffee and I gotta have the coffee. I gotta have the coffee." But she had such passion in her voice that goes to show you right there, just one example of an addiction.
85% of people who drink coffee, 85% say that they absolutely cannot do without their morning cup of Joe.
If you want to sell a product, it's a pretty good idea to sell an addictive product. Coffee has become a way that we express who we are and how we want other people to see us. And keeping up with the Joneses.
Take, for example, when you meet someone and you want to have a business meeting or just a simple conversation about what have you, you would say, "Hey, you know what, Art, let's meet over what? Coffee."
Right.
And you hear the term all the time, wake up and smell the
coffee.
Right. Exactly.
It's part of the lingo.
Exactly.
We mentioned Organo Gold, which is new into the coffee game, but already capitalizing on this marketplace. So companies obviously understand the dollar figures associated with this, and that's part of what you all talk about, isn't it?
We take the ordinary lifestyle and make it extraordinary. So because coffee is something it's an easy conversation piece, you don't have to sell it, it sells itself. I mean, think about the gas station. When you pull up to the pump, does anyone have to sell you gas for your car? Well, coffee is like a human petrol.
We want coffee that says something about us.
And we want a lot of it. We want a lot of it because, again,
we've always wanted a lot of it.
We're not just drinking one cup in the morning. We're drinking, look at me, I got a cup right here. This is coffee.
3.1 cups a day on average.
3.1 cups a day
on average. If you look at colleges around the world, right? Most college students are accepted into college at the age of 17, 18, but the coffee drinkers are actually getting younger.
Organo Gold is storming the marketplace, not just as a drink for coffee, but as a dream maker for people wanting to get into business. Talk to me about the business and the coffee of Organo Gold.
Definitely an awesome business because of the marketing, how we market the product. We simply give the coffee away, and we give it away and allow the coffee to speak for itself. So you have a lot of individuals who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur and or have that experience in whatever traditional business, if you will. However, this company allows individuals to simply market the coffee, give it away, and earn income off of it. So you have individuals that are able to sell it at retail. You have individuals that are able to become a coffee broker, if you will, and build coffee networks. You have so many different components because we get paid literally 7 to 8 different ways. So it's a simple business project. So that's why we're attracting the ordinary person and to the extraordinary person from 18 years old to 80 years old.
And it's pretty simple for the average person to get involved in this. They don't have to be some master salesperson to be able to do this.
We have individuals that are, your single moms, your, like I said, business owners. I work with a gentleman, his coffee organization does at minimum $500,000 a month in revenue.
$500,000 a month in revenue?
Yes.
Wow, from Organo Gold?
Yes.
Why do you think Organo Gold has done so well?
Obviously coffee is great, but our coffee, we have a health component to our coffee, so it makes our coffee unique. Not only that we have the grade A Arabica bean for our coffee, it's pre-brewed. We also partnered with the company Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee as well. But the great thing about it is that it's, like I said, it's unique, and we have that health component to our coffee that makes us different.